Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. Audrey and Jeremy Roloff literally disappeared off the internet. Like, I can't even believe this happened. I'm shocked. Like, they were always the gift that kept on giving us ridiculous marriage tips, advice, and acting like they knew everything about everything. And now suddenly they're taking a break on social media. And I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but I thought we should talk about it because Little People Big World literally just came back, and the storyline this season is all about the farm and what's going to happen with the future of the farm, and if they're going to buy out the farm, and if Zach's going to take on Amy's half, and if Amy is going to get a money chunk from Matt, and everything in between. And then add in the dysfunctionalness of Matt and Amy trying to pretend like they're friends and going on double dates, kind of sort of, with going over to their house and having wine together. Anyways, in the middle of all of this have been family members that are not on the show that have been very vocal in the background, causing drama and having a lot of fights with people. And one of those people has been Audrey. Audrey, Jeremy's wife, the firecracker of the family, very opinionated, very out there, and very bold in her opinions. A lot of people have called her arrogant and haughty at times and defensive because she has done a lot of things on her social media that have made a lot of people frustrated, from her parenting choices to telling people how to be married when she hasn't been married that long, to a podcast where they talk about how to be married, to all the books and promoting oils, and everything felt like they were just on their social media to sell, and it lost its identity of just being people. So it was a shocking decision when she decided to step away from social media, and it coincides with Little People Big World being back on the air and the focal storyline revolving around the farm, to which they walked away from last year after they found out that they could no longer buy the farm. Are they avoiding the spotlight because of what's coming on the show? I don't know, but let's tell you what Audrey said on her Instagram and some of the questions she answered about what the status is of the farm and what might be going on. So on Instagram, she shared this. I'm taking a social media break for a while. Every time I've taken an extended social media break, it's been so healthy and life-giving. I'm excited to come back more inspired and refreshed. If Instagram had away messages like AIM in the day, 90 kids here, this is what mine would be. Write something worth reading or do something worth writing about. To find and still seek, now that is love. Are you living the story you'd want read back to you one day? God cares more about what he's doing in you than through you. So do you think she's been spending so much of her time and energy trying to show what God does and how she lives her life that maybe she's reflecting that she needs to focus her time and energy on herself? I kind of think that's part of this. But she continues, in our rushing, we don't make up time, we throw it away. Love, joy, and peace are incompatible with hurry. Encouragement is free to give, but it could be of infinite worth to be the person receiving it. Seek first the kingdom of God. And then she said, I'm deleting the app from my phone so I won't be seeing any DMs while I'm away. What I got from this in some of these messages was, one, maybe she's spending so much time on everyone else but not on her family. And a lot of people have believed that Jeremy and Audrey's marriage was not as great as it seemed because they're literally always telling people how to do things. So how do you have time to take care of yourselves? And then this one thing, it says, love, joy, and peace are incompatible with hurry, so slowing down her life. And then encouragement is free to give, but it could be of infinite worth to be the person receiving it. I think this is in response to all the hate that she gets, but her hate is actually like criticism. People are not being hateful most of the time. They're mostly just criticizing the fact that she has so much to say about other people and how to live their lives, and she just doesn't do it apologetically. Like, she gets really offended when people don't agree with her, and she constantly feels like people are attacking her instead of focusing on the people that are actually like supporting her. But it got to a point with her that she was becoming so toxic in how she was delivering things, I believe, that people were just fed up, and the bulk of her feedback became negative. And if you're constantly telling people how to live and then you can't listen to feedback from people saying, but you're putting this down, you're putting that down, and you're doing this and you're doing that, you maybe aren't in the right business, maybe. So it seems like she doesn't like the hate she's getting. She is maybe spending too much of her time and energy trying to fix other people instead of working on herself. and slowing down for her family. She's got 2 young kids. So maybe she just wants to have the summer with them. Last summer, she and Jeremy kind of took a break as well. And Jeremy said that he's taking a break. Now, there's been some questions about why she might be taking a break. Some people think that she might be trying to rebrand herself. So because all of this marriage stuff has really kind of flopped in a way, people are sick of these 2 people telling them how to be married. Maybe they're going to take this time to kind of figure out what their next step is going to be. She actually said that she had a contract to write a 3rd book with her publisher, and they just didn't want to write that book. And I honestly think it's because the first book did well, but then when they kept putting out more and more and more, like they got almost this itch with it. And she said it was a 3-part book deal, but she said she didn't want to write the 3rd book because she doesn't feel like there's enough to say right now. So are they going to go off so that they can have more experiences and stop living in this constant consumption of creating and giving out and more? I mean, did they just ride that money train to the end so that there's nothing left for them to give? Now, they still have people managing their social media, and there's still people running like her oil account, and there's still people running like her beating the 50% like Instagram thing. So they're not completely gone, but they're not directly on their Instagrams. And Jeremy also said that he's going to be taking a step back too. She also responded to some questions about what's going on with the farm. So they said, have you found property yet? Would be cool if you could get one near your bridge. And she said, Jer actually shared a little bit about about that on his Instagram stories on his birthday, because we actually put in an offer on his birthday on a property, but the seller went with another offer. It's kind of wild because exactly 1 year ago, right before Jer's birthday, we had put our offer in on the farm. And I guess Jer's birthday is forming a trend, but hopefully we will find something out before his next birthday. So why didn't you guys buy the farm? We shared about that near the end of the podcast episode that we released back in January, which she basically said they found out something about it, that there was some information that was withheld and this and that. And honestly, I think they didn't get the farm because they're not on the show, and the farm is a part of the show. And I think as long as they're filming the show, they can't buy that property. It's not that complicated to know that you can't buy a piece of property that's a part of a reality television show that your parents are using as vehicles for income, and you don't want to be on that, but you want to own the property. So I don't know if they're resentful. Maybe they want their parents to quit the show. I don't know, but you can't buy the property. And then Zach, this now is talking with his dad about taking over the property, and he works there. And on an episode this week, he basically said that he wouldn't give a down payment. He didn't want to sell his house. He would just work on the property, and that would pay itself off. These kids are so entitled. In what world do you think you're going to buy something worth $900,000, by the way, and not pay for it? Anyways, I think they all have a massive sense of entitlement to this property. But she did say that the house is still in Matt's name and that it's being rented out by someone who works at the property. So Matt still owns the property. It hasn't changed any hands. Zach doesn't own it. Amy doesn't own it. And poor Amy, did she get any money out of this? Did she get her buyout from Matt? Like, what's happening here? I hope she got bought out. I hope we see her actually make some money on this. It would be really sad if he didn't buy her out and then somehow he just was making her wait and having her move out. Because she's in her new house now with Chris, and they're planning their wedding on this new season, which, by the way, is super fake. So fake. Everything about this show is fake. I don't even want to watch it because it's so fake. But anyways, that's what's going on. So Audrey and Jeremy have left the show. They also didn't get the farm, and now they're leaving social media. Is this all too good to be true? Are they done with marriage advice forever? And why do you think what was the final straw for making them take this step? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.